The 2018 assessment saw the first of the attempt to measure engagement and impact of the research produced by Australian universities. So there's an element of a pilot program in this exercise, but we're absolutely delighted to see a formal recognition of the contribution that universities make to the wellbeing and innovation economy of Australia. And the exercise is divided into two separate portions. The first is engagement, which is a measure of how universities are actually articulating the importance of their basic fundamental research in ways that are relevant to communities, stakeholders, industries and businesses. And then the second part is an assessment of impact, what the outcomes of particular research outputs have been across a range of measurement criteria. The engagement exercise has been focused quite strongly on the level of industry or end user funding coming back into the institutions. This is a worthwhile proxy for engagement, but it's just one of a number of things that we think are important in the exercise. From Griffith's point of view, we're particularly interested in the number of engagements that we have with external stakeholders and the type of engagement that is, and particularly in the industry sector. The great majority of Australia's industry activity is small companies, and there's very much an unheralded contribution that we can make to the development and well-being of those companies through our research provision that's not strongly reflected in the amount of money that comes from those industries back into universities. For us, the most important part of the impact exercise has been the stories themselves. We've been delighted to have a more formal opportunity to assess the way that we tell the stories about the outcomes of our fundamental research. And that's been a really useful exercise, not only for Griffith but for the whole sector. And what it's told us is that we've essentially been underselling the contribution that Australian universities are making to Australian society. So I think our take-home message in relation to impact is concentrate on the stories. We think that the stories are fantastic. We think that there's a really rich tapestry of research outcomes and impacts across Australia, and we wouldn't have been able to do this without the impetus of the engagement and impact assessment process.